The smoke that wasn't there. They said it was just vapor, but vapor can carry secrets, and some secrets were never meant to be inhaled. The story begins not in a laboratory, not in a corporation, not even in a hospital ward. It begins in silence. In the 1960s, when cigarette smoke hung thick in boardrooms and hospital corridors alike, a man named Herbert A. Gilbert imagined something radical, something invisible, a smokeless cigarette. No combustion, no ash, just flavor and vapor. A cleaner fire. He patented it in 1963, a device that heated flavored air instead of burning tobacco. It was elegant, almost prophetic, and it was buried. No major tobacco company would touch it. The empire of smoke was too powerful. Fire had built fortunes. Why extinguish it? Gilbert's invention faded into obscurity, like vapor dissolving into night air. But ideas like that don't die. They wait. Fast forward decades. The world had changed. Cigarettes were no longer glamorous. They were warnings printed on cardboard coffins. The science was undeniable. Combustion killed. Smoke carried death in its lungs. And somewhere, in China, a pharmacist named Hon Lik watched his father die from lung cancer. Grief can sharpen the mind. In 2003, Hon Lik revisited the forbidden idea, nicotine without fire. But this time, technology had caught up. Lithium batteries, ultrasonic atomizers, microelectronics. He didn't want smoke, he wanted transformation. The modern e-cigarette was born. But birth is rarely peaceful. At first, it seemed innocent, a tool for harm reduction, a lifeline for smokers desperate to escape flame, a device that whispered instead of burned, instead of smoke, vapor, instead of ash, mist, instead of fire, power. But power rarely stays neutral. By 2007, e-cigarettes entered Western markets, sleek, futuristic, metallic cylinders glowing at the tip like mechanical embers. They looked like something from a dystopian film. They didn't smell like smoke. They didn't leave stains. They left questions. Was this salvation? Or evolution? The technology evolved quickly, from cigalikes that mimicked traditional cigarettes, to vape pens with refillable tanks, to box mods, machines with programmable wattage, temperature control, customizable coils. Users weren't just consuming nicotine anymore. They were engineering it. Forums bloomed in the shadows of the internet, coil building tutorials, DIY e-liquid recipes, cloud competitions where participants exhaled thick, rolling fog like summoning rituals. Vape wasn't just a product. It was a subculture, a rebellion, a laboratory in every pocket. But where there is innovation, there is exploitation. The tobacco giants, once dismissive, began circling back. They saw the numbers, they saw the decline in cigarette sales, and they saw opportunity. If you can't kill the fire, control the vapor. By the 2010s, major tobacco corporations had invested billions into vaping technology. What started as grassroots harm reduction began morphing into polished, hyper-designed systems. Enter the pod. Small, discreet, potent. Salt-based nicotine formulations hit the market, allowing higher concentrations with smoother inhalation. The throat hit softened, the impact intensified. Devices became minimal, elegant, almost invisible. You could inhale in a classroom, a bathroom stall, a board meeting. No smoke, no flame, no obvious trace. Only the quiet transfer of power from battery to bloodstream. And then came the youth. Bright colors, sweet flavors, mango, cotton candy, mint so cold it burned without fire. The debate ignited. Public health officials warned of addiction epidemics. Headlines screamed about a new generation hooked on vapor. Schools confiscated devices disguised as USB drives. The same question resurfaced. Was this salvation or seduction? Governments responded with regulation, flavor bans, age restrictions, crackdowns. But innovation is hydra-headed. Remove one path and three more appear. Black markets emerged, unregulated cartridges, unknown chemicals. In 2019, mysterious lung illnesses surfaced, EVALI, hospitalizations, fear. The vapor was no longer harmless. It carried something darker. Vitamin E acetate, illicit THC cartridges, chemical shortcuts. The narrative fractured. For some, vaping was still a bridge away from cigarettes. For others, it was a gateway into addiction. Truth blurred like mist in cold air. But beneath the controversy lies something older, something more elemental. Control. Vaping represents humanity's ancient obsession to harness fire without being consumed by it. We built engines to contain explosions. We built reactors to contain stars. And now we build devices to inhale what once burned us alive. We don't eliminate desire. We refine it, miniaturize it, make it rechargeable. The cigarette was primal, burning leaf and paper. The vape is technological, battery, circuit, atomizer. It is the digital evolution of vice, an interface between craving and chemistry, a cloud that looks harmless because it leaves no ash. Today, the industry is global, billions in revenue, research laboratories designing temperature curves for optimal aerosolization, engineers perfecting coil materials, Canthal, stainless steel, nickel. Nicotine, once delivered through fire, now travels through calculated microheating, precise, programmable, engineered. And yet, the human impulse remains unchanged. To inhale, to exhale, to feel something shift inside. Herbert Gilbert's forgotten invention has become a global phenomenon. Hon Lik's grief-born prototype transformed an industry. Tobacco giants reinvented themselves in vapor form. What began as rebellion became regulation. What began as salvation became controversy. What began as vapor became power. Because vapor is deceptive. It vanishes in seconds, but the systems behind it, industries, addictions, regulations, cultures, remain. Invisible does not mean harmless, and smokeless does not mean consequence-free. In the end, vape history isn't just about devices, it's about evolution, of technology, of commerce, of human desire. We no longer light matches in the dark, we press buttons, we charge batteries, we inhale the future. And as the cloud dissipates, one truth lingers in the silence. We have mastered the fire, but we are still learning what it means to control the smoke that isn't there.